Well, as natural disasters, terrorism, and other large-scale mass casualty events increasingly pose serious challenges to first responders across the world, Israel is considered the gold standard when it comes to experience, skills, and national mobilization. The American Physicians and Friends for Medicine in Israel included this year's Emergency and Disaster Preparedness course for medical professionals held in conjunction with the Ministry of Health and the IDF Medical Corps. Earlier this week, I discussed the course with one participant, Fox Health contributor Dr. Mona Khanna.
So the course was very interesting because I think the take-home message is that it was really organized and taught by the leaders in Israel, leaders of emergency preparedness and disaster medicine, and those involved all the way up from the front lines, the grassroots level where they take care of the patients, to the top levels of the Ministry of Health. They were all involved in the organization and in the teaching of the course so they could bring all the knowledge that Israel has to us in America.
And I understand that Magen David Dome presented you with something special. Tell us about this.
Yes, they did. So this was my second go-around learning from the paramedics at Magen David Dome.
That's right. You were here before, 10 years ago.
I was here before, and so when Dr. Eilat Shinar, who is the head of the blood services for MDA, showed me their new command and control vehicle and took me on a really an all-day tour through the blood services center, at the end of it, I got my own vest.
That's really impressive, and there are very few of these.
There's only two that have been presented to Americans, myself and Hillary Clinton.
I really like that. I need to get my name on that list. All right, so this, as you mentioned, is the second time you've been to the country, second time you've taken a course. Tell us about what draws you here, and what are your impressions about what's changed?
Well, having been a volunteer disaster worker for 15 years, where not only do I work within disasters in the United States, such as September 11th attacks, 4 hurricanes, a plane crash, and some other smaller events, I've also volunteered internationally after the Indian Ocean tsunami, after the Japan tsunami, after the Bangkok floods, after the Haiti earthquake, and so forth. And what I've found is that you really need to learn from people who do it as much as possible. And when you think about that, it's Israel. You guys are always in this chronic, constant state of emergency preparedness. And not only do you have the regular facilities that maybe can be found across the world, but you have underground facilities as well. So if the facilities that are on top of the ground get destroyed by a missile attack, or, God forbid, the earthquake that is supposed to be in the works, they say, in Israel.
That's what they're telling us.
Then you have the resources and the capabilities to continue the work to treat patients because it'll be underground.
Have you been closely following the Israeli actions on the ground in the Philippines, the erecting of the field hospitals? This is kind of what you're talking about.
Exactly. In fact, the lead Israeli humanitarian physician, Ofer Marin, who was supposed to be our very first lecturer, got called away the morning that he was supposed to lecture to us to spearhead the effort in the Philippines. So we didn't have the luxury and the privilege of hearing from a guy who has done the work in Haiti and is now in the Philippines because he was called away. But we had others.
Now, you extended your visit after you took the course in order to file a special report about medical tourism. Tell us about your impressions of the situation here in Israel.
So, medical tourism in Israel is a $140 million business, which is really a drop in the bucket compared to other countries, and there can be so much more that is done. I think part of the problem are all the oceans and the seas that are separating Israel from many other countries, but what I intend to do is showcase the centers of excellence that you have here in Israel, such as Ain Bokek, where you have the psoriasis treatments and cystic fibrosis treatments, all the way to Hadassah Ain Karem, where you're doing groundbreaking work in vitro fertilization. So I'd like to bring that knowledge to America to hopefully increase the medical tourism here in Israel.
Hey, we're all going to be watching you. Dr. Mona Khanna, it was fantastic to have you with us. Thanks for coming back, and I hope it won't be 10 years until we see you here again.
I hope not.
Thank you.
Thank you.